Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the meeting number 175 of Cardiff Toastmasters. But it's not just meeting 175, it's also the last meeting of the Toastmasters year, which tends to run from start of July till end of June next year. So it's also the last time I'm actually standing here in front of you, opening this meeting as the president of this club. And I would like to say a few words. First of all, when I look back at the time, just over a year ago, when there was election coming and somebody asked me, so Fero, you probably want to go for president. I was thinking, do I? Should I really do it? And I was really afraid actually. I was afraid because I was never really in that kind of leadership position before. And I was kind of afraid that if something happens, I'll be remembered forever as the guy that killed by So it was really not easy choice, but eventually I said, okay, let's do it. And I'm really happy to say that 1 year later, I think the club is in a healthier and stronger state than it was 1 year ago. So I think this is a great opportunity to look back a little bit at some of the past year things we've achieved and just reminisce a little bit. So let's start with membership, because really club is only as strong as its members, how many members we have, how strong the membership is. I'm really happy to say that at this point we have 31 members, which is 4 more than exactly a year ago. So we are a club with strong membership, with active membership as well, working on the educational part, and that's really, really good. And when thinking about why members actually stay in the club, why do you actually come here? Well, that's because you want to learn something, right? You want to be educated. So that's why we're talking about educational system. And I have to mention here the transition to Pathways, which is the new educational system of Cardiff Toastmasters, or Toastmasters in general. And that's something I was honestly most afraid of when I was taking the office. Because there's been educational system in Toastmasters for about 15 years. And suddenly there was this new thing that was quite unfamiliar, it was kind of forced upon us. And I was really not sure how it's going to work out, how the transition is going to go. But I think, at this point, we no longer think of Pathways as something new, and that we embraced it. We have people working on Pathways, and we are just no longer afraid of it. And I think the major thanks here must go to Nadim for what he did. He was really instrumental in making us all believe that Pathway is just a new thing, it's nothing to be afraid of. He explained to us how it worked. He explained to us that it can be actually useful for us, and he's been absolutely amazing at handling that transition from the old educational system to the new one. So I really cannot thank Nadim more for what he's done, because it's been absolutely amazing, exemplary transition from the old educational system to Pathways, and it literally something that, if done unwell, could have been a big problem, but it was done extremely well. So please, massive round of applause. And that it's been done really well. It's also evidenced by the fact that we will be President Distinguished Club. Now, for those of you that don't know what these ribbons here actually mean, Toastmasters clubs are evaluated every year on several different criteria, and if you do well across all of these criteria, you receive the highest distinguished ribbon, which is President Distinguished. And we will be President Distinguished after today's presentation by Andy, who will earn his award, Advanced Communicator Gold. And I think it's even more impressive in that year when we transitioning towards Pathways, when many members had to start from scratch working on the new educational system, and we still achieved that. So really, really impressive result. It's not only the educational things where we excel, I think, it's also the PR. Because ladies and gents, for the first time in the history, Cardiff Toastmasters is on Google Maps. It's been talked about always, we should do it, but this year we've actually done it. If you Google Cardiff Toastmasters, you will receive a first result. you can easily get directions, you can get some reviews, you can see some pictures from the meeting. So absolutely vital thing for the club, and probably quite a few of you might have found us on Google, and this helped your experience for sure. Also, I believe never before we had a promotional video, and we did it this year. It was one of the things where, again, I have to thank Rachel, Bindu and Nadim for participating in shooting this video, and I think it's been a great success. It's been one of the most successful posts on our Facebook page and our social media, and it's been showing how, what are we actually doing here, why do we do that, and I think it was a massive success as well. And finally, we also have a YouTube channel now. If you don't know about it, we do have a YouTube channel. Some of the speeches during the meetings have been recorded, put on the YouTube, so that guests that want to find out about Toastmasters before coming here, they can go online, look at the YouTube videos, and the rest of you can still do that as well and get inspired about the previous speakers. So I do hope that's something the new committee will continue and build upon as well, because it's really, I think, working very well. We've trialed for the first time ever in the history of Kali Toastmasters 3 meetings a month as well. That was in month of January and February, remember? And although we did go back to 2 meetings a month, because the time didn't seem to be right at that time to do it, it was something which gave us lots of experience how to actually do it, what it takes to go to 3 meetings a month. And I believe if we keep growing at the tempo we are currently, we already have 31 members, I believe we will need to consider this again, going to 3 meetings a month. So thank you everybody that bought into the idea actually of going to 3 meetings a month and was here to support it as well. And finally, the thing I really wanted when I was becoming president was some more socials. Because we always gather here, we always went to the pub after some of the meetings, but we never really, I think there was one occasion that I remember through the years I've been a member, where we actually gathered outside of the Toastmasters meeting. And this year we had 3 proper socials outside of Toastmasters meeting. We went to barbecue in a park, we went to a magic show further down the road, and last Saturday we gathered in the pub just above Cardiff for some really nice meal on the sunshine. I think all these 3 socials confirmed there is appetite for socializing outside of Toastmasters as well, outside of the meetings. And I do hope that's something that will preserve and continue. Now, I would like to say 3 special thanks at this point. The first special thanks, I have to really thank Dave Florentin. He's been officially the mentoring officer of the club. But this year, somehow, the vice president membership role has been the cursed defense against the dark arts role, which was always occupied and then left unoccupied again, at 3 occasions actually. So, and David always kindly stepped in to fill that role, immensely useful and important role during the meetings. So thank you very much, David, for that. Really appreciate it. Now, the second thanks must go to the man that was again stepping into the shoes of Surgeon at Arms this time. Repeatedly, every time Rachel, the official Surgeon at Arms, couldn't do it, he was always here to step into the shoes of Surgeon at Arms, welcome us, usually with a bit of a joke, very clean memorized mission of Toastmasters and all the other things. Really can't appreciate it more what you've done, Gareth, without taking really official credit for doing that role. So, massive round of applause, Gareth. And finally, all roles in the committee are important. But if you have a good VP education, then the club, that's really important for the club. That's when the club can work. If you have a great VP of education, that's when the club can flourish. And if you have the best ever Vice President of Education that the Cardiff Toastmasters has ever had, that's when you have Nadim, and that's when you are the club you currently are. So really can't appreciate more what Nadim has done for the club. Not just the pathways transition, but all the other special meetings we had, the evaluation panels that were trying to speak-a-thons, the contest, and all the other work outside of that he's done as well. So just thank you very much, Nadim. It was absolute pleasure to work with you on the committee, and please, one more massive round of applause. I'm doing a few more minutes, I'm sorry about that. And I want to make you think about the impact that we are doing here. Because Toastmasters personally has helped me a lot in life, in many areas of life. And I think it's the same for many of you, be it your work life, your personal life, or just the everyday life, really. And I think it doesn't take too much to run Toastmasters Club. But it does take certain individuals to do it. And even though and it doesn't take too much from one individual, but all together, that's teamwork of those committee members. That's what makes for really powerful boost to the club. So that's where the maths is no longer working. That's where 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, 7 ones together is much more than 7. And that's what I call teamwork. And I really want to congratulate the committee, and I'm really proud of what we've achieved as a team, driving this club forwards to achieving all these things we did today. So thank you very much to the whole committee for what you've done. And I do want to call on everybody in the room, but especially the new committee as well, to put aside for a moment your own ambitions and goals. Because we all have some ambitions and goals while we are here in Toastmasters. But if you put that aside for a moment and think of how you can help others achieve their goals and their ambitions, I can guarantee you that by doing that, you will grow 100 times more than if you were concentrating on yourself. And that's what I call collaboration and teamwork. So to the future committee and to Christian as the future president, I want to say this. I will say, I wish you all the best. I know you will do your best. I want you to take care of Cardiff Toastmasters as if it was your own baby. And I want you to take care of them, the members of the Masters, as if you were your own children. And there will be tough times, there always is tough times in the Toastmasters year. But together, as a team, when you lock really together, you can do it. You can learn through these tough times, you can grow through them, and you can power through them. And if you do that, I'm absolutely sure that 1 year later from now, we will be having even stronger and even healthier club, possibly 4 meetings a month. So I'll be back one more time at the end to do some kind of short club business and words. But before I hand you over to the Toastmaster, I just want to say really thank you everybody for having me as a president. It's been an absolute honor to be president of Cardiff Toastmasters for a year. And I must say I learned massively. I learned massively through doing this role. It's been absolutely the best learning experience I can ask for. And I'm really thinking like when I'm going to look at that Fero, you know, like maybe 20 years later, at that Fero that was asked that question about a year and something ago, Fero, do you want to be president of Cardiff Toastmasters? I'm quite positive that I'll look at that Fero and I'll be quite proud that eventually he said yes. Thank you very much, and I'll hand you over to the Toastmaster for today, Christian.